Hello and welcome. My name is Scott Arrieta. I'm the CEO and head of strategy at Unity and Company. Thanks so much for attending this month's virtual conversation where we'll be discussing the leadership implications associated with AI adoption. Today's forum is hosted by Unity and Company. We're the strategic partners that market-leading brands rely on to unify their leadership teams and transform their cultures. Now, every month we host events like these for executives across a variety of industries, and the goal is to connect senior leaders in the industry and share insights that spark conversations and an exchange of ideas that you can bring back to your organizations. So without further ado, let's get into the prepared content. Now, we're living through one of the most profound transformations in modern business history. Artificial intelligence isn't some distant concept. It's here, and it's already changing how we operate, how we make decisions, and how we lead. But here's the thing I really want to emphasize up front. AI is not just a technology story, it's a leadership story. Today, I want to walk you through what every executive needs to know about leading in the age of AI. Because while the technologies are impressive, the real challenge and the opportunity is in how we lead through this moment. Now, the thing that's really important to understand about AI is that it's a general purpose technology, like electricity or the internet. It doesn't just change one function, it reshapes entire industries. That means it's not just an IT concern, it's a boardroom issue. According to the Potential Project, 80% of leaders say that AI is essential to enhancing leadership effectiveness, yet only 8% feel prepared to manage AI and to manage its risks. Let's take Satya Nadella at Microsoft. When he became CEO, he didn't just inherit a tech giant. He inherited a deeply entrenched culture, one that, while brilliant, had grown rigid, siloed, and resistant to change. Now, rather than doubling down on technical prowess alone, Nadella made a bold move. He reshaped the culture first. He shifted Microsoft from a know it all culture to a learn it all culture, prioritizing empathy, curiosity, and psychological safety. Now, that cultural transformation wasn't just a nice to have, it became the very foundation that allowed Microsoft to responsibly lead in the AI space. Because here's the truth, AI isn't just a technical upgrade, it's a leadership challenge. Many organizations that we work with feel intense pressure to move fast with AI. But speed without alignment is dangerous. We've seen what can happen when companies leap into implementation without investing in discovery, governance, training, or ethical clarity. And what's the result? Well, confusion, mistrust, and missed opportunity. Now, Nadella understood that new tools require a new mindset, and that leadership sets the tone. This is the real work. The tools will keep evolving. But if your people and culture aren't evolving with them, then you're not building AI capacity or capacity in general. You're building risk. Now, at Unity, we help leaders do what Nadella did. We prepare their organizations not just to use AI, but to thrive with it. Through coaching, training, and culture transformation, we create the human infrastructure necessary for responsible, sustained AI leadership. Because in the age of AI, culture isn't a side conversation, it is your strategy. Our next leadership insight is that AI is fundamentally changing how we work. It's not replacing teams, it's joining them. But humans and AI don't naturally collaborate well unless leaders design for that collaboration. Now, the World Economic Forum reports that 67% of workers say that AI has changed how they do their jobs, but only 30% say that they've been retrained for it. Now, this gap represents a huge problem that we as organizational leaders need to be aware of. The way that many employees do their jobs has been fundamentally changed, and yet few of them are receiving guidance or training on what to do in the face of that change. In the absence of guidance from leadership, employees will either shut down and wait for instruction, or make up their own solutions, or ultimately leave to find a place of employment that provides them with guidance and more support. Now, if we as leaders want to reap the benefits of AI in our organizations, we need to equip our people with the clarity they need to utilize AI effectively, ethically, and efficiently. Anthem, the healthcare company, is a great case study. They introduced AI to support, not replace, their customer service reps. The AI could pull up data, suggest answers, and analyze tone, but the humans made the final call. And instead of layoffs, Anthem invested in retraining reps to handle more complex issues and emotionally charged conversations. That required thoughtful leadership, designing the workflow, rethinking the roles, and investing in change support. For leaders, this means asking, where does AI best support human performance? And how do we build the confidence and systems for that to happen? This is where team alignment work, communication norms, and cross functional collaboration practices come into play. The jobs of tomorrow require different skills and more adaptability. Because of this, organizations have already started to drift away from traditional degree based hiring approaches to skills based hiring and development instead. Now, the World Economic Forum estimates that a whopping 59% of all employees will need reskilling by the year 2030. Now, IBM responded to this by scrapping degree requirements for many roles and focusing on new collar jobs. Instead of hiring based on past experience alone, they began assessing candidates for their learning agility, their communication, and their resilience, skills that machines can't replicate. That shift required leadership alignment with HR, new systems for assessment, and a mindset shift across the organization. Are we willing to bet on someone's potential? Are we hiring for the skills that we need tomorrow, not just the ones we needed yesterday? Organizations will need to rethink their talent acquisition, talent development, and performance management processes if they really want to develop a workforce that will adapt in a post AI world. Now, continuing along this trend of talent development and reskilling work being absolutely crucial for success in 2025 and beyond, let me hit you with this statistic. 77% of workers say that they're willing to learn new AI related skills, but only 25% of companies are providing the training. AT&T saw the writing on the wall years ago. So years ago, they launched a $1 billion reskilling initiative called Future Ready, providing employees with learning pathways in AI, cybersecurity, and data science. The result? More internal mobility, higher retention, and a stronger culture of growth. Not every company can spend $1 billion, but every leader can prioritize learning. This is where investing in leadership development, micro-learning platforms, coaching and peer-led communities of practice can support a shift towards lifelong learning that supports AI adoption, and frankly, any other change adoption that you have in your pipeline. AI is taking on many traditional leadership functions: analysis, forecasting, optimization. But what it can't do is lead people. Leaders will need to evolve to adapt to an AI enabled workforce. McKinsey reports that 70% of executives believe that soft skills like empathy and adaptability will define effective leadership in the AI era. Adobe is a great example of this shift. Their leaders are trained to be coaches and not controllers. They focus on setting clarity, modeling curiosity, and giving feedback, not issuing directives. This shift has helped Adobe remain innovative and agile while navigating massive technological change. This kind of change requires training, support, and community. It's not something that you achieve, it's something that you continuously practice. Now, we've done a lot of work with organizations looking to shift their leadership cultures from command and control to one of coaching, transformation, and innovation. And this has resulted in greater productivity, innovation, and communication, and employee retention. Work like this will prove to be even more vital in the years to come as technical knowledge becomes democratized through AI. Now, fear is one of the biggest barriers to AI adoption. Successful AI adoption will require managing fear and building trust. And the people responsible for building that trust are an organization's leaders. 61% of employees worry that AI could negatively affect job security, but only 23% of companies are proactively addressing that concern. Let's take a look at a company that did this well. So Unilever took a transparent approach. When rolling out AI tools, they explained the purpose clearly, involved employees early, and emphasized augmentation over automation. The message wasn't "we're replacing you." It was "we're investing in your potential." This kind of leadership isn't flashy. It's thoughtful, open, and consistent. Leaders must communicate the why, listen to concerns, and paint a vision where people see themselves in the future. Psychological safety, feedback loops, and storytelling are all tools to build trust in moments of disruption. Now, here's an alarming insight. Only 39% of organizations have guidelines in place for ethical AI use. Ethical considerations are essential when implementing AI because these systems can significantly impact people's lives. Ethics helps to prevent bias, protect privacy, and ensure fairness, building trust with stakeholders and aligning AI use with organizational values. They also reduce legal and reputational risks, support better decision making, and prepare organizations for evolving regulations. Now, ultimately, ethical AI leads to more responsible, sustainable innovation that serves both people and performance. Now, Amazon had to learn this lesson the hard way when it had to scrap its AI recruiting tool after discovering it was biased against women. According to an investigative report by Reuters, AI had been trained on the historical hiring data, which reflected existing gender biases. AI ethics isn't just about the data scientists, it's a leadership responsibility. That means asking the tough questions. Are our systems fair? Who is impacted? Who was at the table when these tools were designed? Inclusive leadership, diverse teams, and ethical review processes help ensure that AI doesn't replicate our worst habits, but reflects our best values. AI isn't here to replace your judgment. It's here to expand your perspective. 85% of CEOs believe that AI will enhance and not replace their decision making in the next 5 years. Stitch Fix is a great example of this. Their algorithms analyze style preferences and suggest outfits, but human stylists make the final calls. The result? A hybrid model that leverages the best of both human intuition and machine insight. Now, as a leader, your edge isn't in competing with AI on speed. It's in understanding nuance, values, and long term strategy. Decision frameworks, scenario planning, and leadership coaching help you to use AI wisely without becoming overly reliant on it. In closing, I'd like to say that AI is not a threat to leadership. It's an evolution of it. The leaders who will thrive in this area are not those who try to outcompete the machines, but those who learn to lead alongside them, who stay curious, who invest in their people, who embrace uncertainty with clarity and courage. We've talked at length today about how training and learning, ethics and empathy, resilience and adaptability, and rethinking hiring and team design are the critical enablers for organizations seeking to be successful with their AI implementation work. At Unity and Company, we help leaders and organizations grow in precisely these areas through strategic change planning, leadership development, team building, culture transformation, coaching, and more. Now, if you're ready to step into this new era with clarity and confidence, we'd be honored to support you along that journey. We want to thank you all for taking the time to be here with us today. As we wrap up our time, we do have a couple of final pieces of value that we'd like to offer you. Now, if you are the only person from your firm to attend and you wish you weren't, just reach out to us and we'll be happy to do an encore presentation for you or for others in your organization. If something we talked about today sparked your interest and you're interested in understanding how we could potentially partner together in the future, we'd also love to spend some time connecting with you so that we can understand your needs and share more about our capabilities. And if you'd like to receive a recording of today's talk as well as some notes, just reach out to us at info@unityandcompany.com. We'll be sure to send those your way. Thanks so much.